In a small coastal town lived a woman named Claire, who was always running after the idea of a perfect life, because she believed happiness would come only when everything was flawless. So she worked tirelessly at her job, decorated her house endlessly, and spent hours scrolling through pictures of people who seemed to have it better. Yet despite all her efforts, she often cried quietly at night, wondering why her heart still felt restless. And one weekend, after a stressful week, she decided to escape to the beach for some air. But instead of calm, she found herself frustrated watching families laughing, children building sandcastles, and an old fisherman sitting peacefully by his boat, humming to himself. So finally she walked up to him and asked, "How can you sit here smiling when life is so hard? Don't you want more?" The fisherman looked at her with kind eyes and said, "I once thought happiness was about getting more, but I learned it is about needing less." Confused, Claire frowned and said, "But don't you wish for a bigger boat or a bigger house?" The man chuckled and said, "I already have enough to feed my family, enough to rest when I'm tired, and enough to wake up every day and see the sun rise. Isn't that more than most people have?" Those words followed Claire like a shadow long after she left. She kept remembering the fisherman's calm face and the joy in the children playing with nothing but sand and shells. And for the first time, she questioned her definition of happiness. Days later, she tried something different. Instead of rushing to buy things she didn't need, she started her mornings with gratitude, writing down 3 small blessings every day. Sometimes it was the sound of the birds outside her window. Sometimes it was her sister's phone call. Sometimes just the taste of hot coffee after a long day. And slowly, she noticed her restlessness begin to fade. She began smiling more often, and the people around her noticed too. One evening, her friend Olivia said, "You look lighter these days. What changed?" And Claire replied, "I stopped waiting for the perfect life and started enjoying the imperfect one I already have." Over time, she even volunteered at the local library reading stories to children. And the joy she saw in their eager eyes filled her with a kind of peace she had never known from shopping or promotions. Years later, Claire's life was still simple. Her house was still small, and her job was still ordinary. But her heart was full, because she had learned that happiness wasn't hiding in some future achievement. It was quietly sitting in the present moment, waiting to be noticed. And the moral of the story is clear. Happiness is not something you chase at the end of perfection. It is something you create every day, by being grateful, giving love, and embracing the life you already have. So ask yourself, now, are you waiting for the perfect tomorrow to feel joy? Or will you open your eyes and find the secret to true happiness today? Because the truth is, happiness was never lost. It was always with you, waiting for you to see it.